Hey guys, welcome back to the channel with more of The Expanse. This is season 3, episode 8, and yeah, new book, new storyline, new characters last episode. Really fun to watch. We had Meneo Espinoza, who was racing around Saturn's rings. That was super cool, but then he went straight into the ring to win back his girlfriend, and splat! Poor guy, and also what the heck is going on with this ring? I theorize that it's a gate or a portal, gate/portal. But yeah, everybody in the system, in the solar system, is like headed towards there. The crew of the Rocinante are headed that way, with a documentary crew on board who seem to be. I'm guessing they're doing some spying as well while they're on board for somebody. Chrisjen is freaking Secretary General, yay. And Bobbie went back to Mars to be a Marine, so glad they were able to work that out somehow. She gets to continue being a Marine. And yeah, we also have Melba Ko, who is trying to blow up ships, and seems to hate Holden. Curious what that's about. I don't know how many enemies Holden has made recently, but anyway, oh yeah, the big thing. It's Miller time. He's freaking back. The protomolecule was showing Holden these these visions. I said in my last commentary that I wondered for a bit if it was like Holden actually having hallucinations and not the protomolecule, but it has to be the protomolecule because Miller has his hat, which Holden never saw him wearing. But yeah, I'm excited to continue. Looking forward to some answers to all my questions. And yeah, if you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Let's get started. What happens if you drive into it slowly? He's like,
a little tired. Top down. Who wouldn't be?
sure.
Sean! Esther!
Goddamn ring woke up. I need coffee.
Did you get a new machine?
You know, out of all the places in the whole system that we could be, and we're here. At the ring.
Oh, him going into the ring coincided with Miller showing up.
Don't you find that out?
They blame us yet for the rock hopper going in there?
I'm sure.
Radio silence so far.
And if something miraculous happens, they'll plant their flag on it and go back to murdering each other.
I was specifically promised by Anderson Dawes that I could be the cynic on this ship.
Amos didn't invite us out here. They know on us. Being in charge sucks the big falota. You wear it well.
New coffee machine! It even has his profile.
Father. Poured hot coffee in the parking lot.
Are you trying to talk to me?
Yes. I have my master's in cognitive psychology, and I know when I look into someone's eyes, when there's more to a story. I want you to trust me.
I'm seeing Miller.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna win so many awards.
Melba. Look at the man you killed.
You girl, I have to come get you. I'm logging the delay.
Oh no.
To our foolish and fearless young rockhopper. They'll be naming babies and ships after him for 50 years.
If the galaxy is still here in 50 years.
Your optimism. It makes me feel young again.
Your
All the
optimism.
optimists I know are dead.
What was he doing? Sabotaging the ship? Protomolecule scan. It's not in him, but it might be messing with him. She's not okay with what she did.
K-47, you are off course. I repeat, you are off course. What the hell are you doing?
Whoa.
Sorry, you almost killed us.
She's in over her head. He's praying it's negative. As soon as it says negative, Miller's gonna show up again. So. Negative.
Damn doors and corners.
I knew it.
What's with the hat?
Keeps the rain off my head. This rookie down in Star Helix. Kid never learned to clear a room. I kept telling him, I said, there's doors and corners, kid. If you don't clear the room, if you don't come in slow, that room will eat you.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm supposed to think about this. I'm just an investigator now.
Investing
Things.
Fuck you! Fuck you! My blood is clean. You're not here, which at least explains the stupid fucking hat!
Haha.
That may have looked weird.
Hey, none of my business.
Really? He's your captain.
Sick, Cap? If there's anything you need to get off your chest, I'm
Alex.
not much help, but I also don't judge.
Oh.
It's a great quality.
Break some shit if you have to, I don't care. Just not the coffee maker again.
I'm alright, Amos.
Amos is so understanding. I find it interesting how angry he is at this Miller hallucination. Someone who died who you cared about.
Our freedom is a manifestation of God's will. Our capacity for compassion is
Excuse me.
Does Anna sense turmoil within her?
Excuse me. Are you alright? Do you need something? Thank you. No.
She softened for a second and then hardened back up. Replacing it?
You checked out his autodoc logs. Amos, shame on you. That is a serious breach of trust, man. Come on. Jesus. So what did the logs say? He ran a scan on himself for the protomolecule infection. Holy, 35 times. Shit, are you telling me this? Negative. The test always scanned negative, but he keeps doing it over and over.
Show me the news report. The moment the Belter kid went through the ring.
Yeah.
The timestamp. Stop there.
Exactly the same time.
What is it?
It happened at the same time.
What did?
Have we talked before?
Do you even know you're here?
Yeah, sometimes. When I exceed my boundary conditions, that's when they kill me.
Boundary conditions?
Who are they?
It reaches out. The investigator looks, but he does not find, so it kills the investigator. It kills the investigator over and over. And it builds the investigator again and again. Until Till I find a door that wasn't there before.
He's showing up in the
What
reflection.
is it doing?
So I'm at this unlicensed brothel, right? Egregious. Down at Sector 18. He's a hothead rookie. I keep telling him, watch your doors and corners, pal. You don't come rushing into a room. You need dick hanging out.
Holden! You have to see this. Holden! Don't make me crowbar this door.
Alex, what's going on?
UN ship just went up. What is this?
What?
I'm James Holden, speaking on behalf of the Outer Planets Alliance. Earth and Mars believe the ring is theirs to investigate, to claim.
What the heck?
Plotting ways to control it. I'm here to declare for the OPA that Belters are the only legitimate benefactors of the ring.
What the fuck?
Whatever it may ultimately prove to be, it belongs to the Belt. We've struck at the Inner's vessels, and we will strike again.
That was not Holden. It's some kind of trap.
Oh, okay, who was it then?
A composite generates him, I don't know. Take a closer look at the footage.
We not got time for that. Hail the Rossi, get Holden on comms and tell him he has 10 seconds to retract.
We have to fire on the Rocinante. We have to do it now.
Jeez.
This is the only way they'll know that the OPA disavows James Holden, otherwise they will kill this ship
What the
along with his.
Someone is trying to play you. Don't fall into it.
Remove her from the command deck.
Come with me, Lord.
Drummer, listen to me. You know Holden isn't capable of what we just saw. To assassinate him.
Oh, Christ. Now the behemoth's target locked us.
Holden! What the fuck? Amos!
What the hell is going on?
Goddamn cannon working! Somebody crippled this ship. It was all a setup. Holden, you are not. The only hope we have is for me to. Just give me 1 minute alone. For what? I don't have time to explain. We don't have a minute. Let me go. All we've been through. How many times have I asked you to trust me? None. I'm asking you now. Towards the quarters, right? Come on. Towards the quarters. Come on, Miller, give me something.
Going to a room too fast, kid. The room eats you.
Stop it!
Shit.
You need to change course and go inside the ring right now.
What?
Fucking way! That is an order!
How do you know all this about the ring?
Because Miller told me.
Oh.
Do what the cap said!
Oh.
It's gonna be nasty!
And they're documenting all of this.
Hang on!
Slowing down. You were not ending the episode there. Oh, okay. Thank God. Where the hell are we now? What? The heck? Did time just freeze around them? Oh, it's still moving. It's just slow. What the heck? Okay, this... Oh my god. This just blew my freaking mind. What the heck? Oh. I gotta admit, the start of a new book, I thought this was gonna take... I thought they were gonna slow roll it a little bit. I thought we were gonna build up to something. No, they just completely blew my mind. What the heck? This show is amazing. Ooh. Oh, holy moly. Freaking what the heck. This was one of the finest episodes of television I've seen. Like, that was mind-blowingly good. Like, I'll tell you right now, I'm giving this a 10, even though I didn't, like, outright cry. Just, wow, like, and this is just the start of the third book. Like, I'm so glad this show has been renewed for season 4 and season 5. I don't actually know if the whole story is wrapped up, like, the whole third book is wrapped up by the end of season 3. I don't think it is, since previous seasons have not ended where the books end. So I'm so glad we get the conclusion of this book and the start of the next book at the very least. And I'm not ready for the show to end anytime soon. Like, hopefully they can do all of the books. And I honestly can't believe how good this show has gotten. I had heard from everyone that, yeah, this show keeps getting better and better. But after Immolation, like, I didn't expect to see something that good again until maybe, like, the season finale. Instead, there's, like, this freaking episode is 2 episodes later. Just, I didn't think things would escalate so quickly. There's just so much to talk about right now. Like, the integration of the belt into the rest of the system is such a compelling storyline, and we got to see both sides of it. There was a guy on the Thomas Prince questioning how they're ready to join the system when that idiot Maneo Espinosa just, like, slingshots into the ring with no thought of the consequences. And then there's Drummer trying to keep the peace and distance themselves from both Maneo and Holden. Yeah, Drummer with being in charge sucks the big falota. That was really funny. And, like, she has her own dry humor, whereas Ashford is also, like, full of really good sarcasm, which he's really charming, and it makes him dangerous. But they seem to at least be on the same wavelength this episode. But yeah, we learn a bit more about all the new characters. Monica has a master's degree in cognitive psychology and can sense something is up with Holden. She went into a more genuine route this time to try to get Holden to try and connect with this process. And, like, she was still angling for, like, the big, great story, though, and, like, trying to win a piece of a bunch of prizes and whatnot. But meanwhile, Holden is so shaken up by seeing Miller and goes to, like, check his brain, scans himself for the protomolecule, does it 35 freaking times. And, like, on the screen we saw him do it one time, but then, like, Amos says he did it 34 freaking more times. So yeah, Miller's appearance originally, like, threw Holden for a loop. And I mean, I love Holden's shocked face. It's so incredibly funny. Like, Steven Strait is just, I don't think he was bad early on. I don't think he was a bad actor, but at some point he just became, like, extremely fun to watch. He's just like, his facial expressions are just next level hilarious. Meanwhile, Melba wakes up to the man she killed, cleans up his body, crushes his freaking skull so he can fit inside one of the panels. That was brutal. My mouth was agape for, like, full 10 seconds, just frozen in shock. And we also find out, as a result of whatever thing she was in her mouth, she can activate it more than once. I thought it might be, like, a one-off capsule, but, like, no, I guess she can just do it over and over again. But yeah, Melba can hardly deal with, like, the things she's had to do, so it's clear something big is pushing her. Hatred for James Holden specifically. Well, so far we've only seen hatred for James Holden. I don't know if her anger is directed towards the rest of the crew as well. And I don't know if I wasn't paying enough attention last episode, or if it was unclear, but, like, she's on the Thomas Prince, the same ship as Anna, the ship, the UN civilian delegation to the ring. Speaking of Anna, though, there's a woman she's close with on the ship who, like, talks and jokes with her. Don't know if that's, like, a one-off character from the book or whatever, just wanted to give her a nod, but I feel like she wouldn't have gotten a line if she wasn't going to be relevant in some way, even if it's, like, a tiny way. But so I'm expecting to see more of her. But anyway, Anna actually sees Melba and, like, senses something is wrong, which, freaking good job. The doctor, the reverend, understandable, but, like, freaking good job. Melba looks like she might actually want to talk, but, like, unfortunately hardens and, like, goes silent. Yeah, she's conflicted about what she's doing, but, like, she has to do it for, it seems like it's revenge, or it's an ideological thing. I don't know what it is exactly yet. But yeah, she blows the Sung-yoon. I don't know how to pronounce. I'm assuming that's Korean. I don't know how to pronounce anything Korean, but she has a recording of Holden declaring that the ring is property of the belt, framing him up for the explosion. I mean, we already have like deep fake technology in our time. Like, has it gotten to the point where they can't verify fake videos in any way? Because like, yeah, they're already using this kind of thing to smear political candidates in our time. I know Ilhan Omar was the victim of one such thing. And like simply just editing videos can, even without like making them say things they didn't actually say, is already very effective. It can take people out of context. We have to be very vigilant, basically. And I wouldn't trust any news organization that I don't really trust many news organizations right now, because their bias is so, it's so easy to see their bias. But like, poor Holden, he's being framed for this, and like people felt like they had to take immediate action against him. But yeah, who could be this hateful towards Holden? Like, we've seen him do some things that can be questionable, but like, who would be justified in their hatred? And was the UNN ship also a victim of her wrath, or was it just a means to an end to frame Holden? You could also argue that she tried to frame the belt too, since he says the OPA does this, but like, it feels like she just did that to make everyone hate Holden and ensure that somebody fired on him, rather than have the belt actually come under fire. So I don't know if she's a belt. I don't think she's a... I feel like the Martians are kind of angry with him for taking the Rossi, but like, not to this extent. It wouldn't motivate this. And when I think about people he's killed, it's mostly the most recent one was Jewel Pierre Mao's bodyguard, and then we have some no-name scientists, and the people on the Marasmus. I mean, he had to, but I could see someone holding a grudge for that for sure. And I guess it could be revenge for Jewel Pierre Mao, maybe, or maybe Jewel Pierre Mao is in prison and has someone acting on the outside for him. Though if it's motivated by, actually, yeah, she's too frazzled and not professional enough for it to be somebody Jewel Pierre Mao hired. Could be somebody related, but like, I could see someone holding a grudge for that. But if I was one of Jewel Pierre Mao's family members, I'd be much angrier with Ehrenreich and Earth and Martian governments than I would be at Holden. Like, Holden is just the guy who captured him. Like, he just happened upon him. He didn't really do anything that terrible. Yeah, I would be much angrier at Officer Rala. But yeah, it turns out that Melba was working with the camera recording guy to frame James Holden for the explosion of the UNN Sanghoon. At least that's how I imagine the message got sent from the Rocinante, like the card he put on board. I don't know if that's a misdirection, because like, part of me wants to think, like, is that a misdirection and he actually didn't send out that message? But on the other hand, like, how would they have sabotaged the ship? How would that message have gone out from the Rocinante? So yeah, it seems like it's definitely that camera guy. Doesn't seem like Monica knows about it, because she's still like convinced, like, she's doing this documentary, working full-time really hard on it. So yeah, it seems like it's the camera guy, and he was, I mean, sending that out, he had to know that people would fire on them, so he was ready to die if he actually was the one responsible. So and he's working with Melba. Don't know how they know each other, but yeah. But thankfully, their plan doesn't completely work because of Miller and Holden. Like, it works in the sense that they are framed, but Holden isn't dead. And it's because of Holden's connection to Miller, or the investigator, which, what? And I don't know how it didn't occur to me last episode that the ring and Holden seeing Miller were connected after last time, because, yeah, like, Maneo Espinosa went in and, like, immediately, the very next scene, Holden saw Miller. And I think I linked it more with I think I linked Holden seeing Miller more with the protomolecule on board, though I think it's both. Like, I think it's the fact that the protomolecule is on board and the ring being activated made Holden see Miller. And yeah, Alex was talking about fate and everything is just happening, and how everything is happening with the ring. And that's what made it click for me. it made me, near the start of the episode, I was just like, oh yeah, everything's connected. Like Holden is special in some way. And like, yeah, this, the fact that they're connected, the rings awakening plus Miller showing up to Holden, that's just really fun to me. But apparently it's the investigator, not Miller, which, I mean, Miller started talking about Grigas and the rookie in Sector 18. And I don't remember about Sector 18, but is he talking about Havelock? I actually thought Havelock was going to be like a main character back in season 1. And then he was impaled and we haven't heard from him since he was in the hospital. Or Gia, or Olivia? Muss? I remember Muss. I don't know if it's Olivia. But okay, it's not actually it's like partially Miller. He's a tool though. They're using Miller's consciousness a little bit. And like each time he comes back, it's a little different. Like something's killing him off if Holden is interrupted and he has to disappear. So he can't even remember past conversations. And like he and the Rocinante are tools to be used for what exactly? For going into the ring to get something accomplished? Like it feels like the investigator is possibly manipulating Holden into going into the ring for some reason other than just like his own survival, obviously. But yeah, they're meant to go somewhere, so yeah, probably the ring. Where else would they be going? But yeah, Amos sees him yelling at no one though, and I don't know why I still default to thinking Amos is like this tough guy who isn't very sensitive or understanding, because like he's shown himself to be, and I think it's like the enforcer stereotype. And I love that Amos doesn't conform to that. But for a second, he was like, if you ever need to get something off your chest, I thought he was going to be like, yeah, go talk to Alex. But no, like he's like very emotionally mature. He's like, if you ever need to get something off your chest, like you can come to me, no judgments, which freaking love Amos. But yeah, throughout the episode, Miller is talking about the rookie and how he told them that you have to be aware of doors and corners and you can't just come rushing into a room. You have to come in slow or the room will eat you alive. And what a perfect way to end the episode with Holden understanding his words. Holden goes to him for a clue on how to get the heck out of the missile chasing them and says like, yeah, you can have this ship, you can help us, like you can ride along on the ship, but we can't do that if we don't have a ship. And he says it again. He says you have to go into the room slow or the room will eat you. And that just clicks in Holden's head as you have to go into the ring slowly, which is just amazing. Well done. And that last time Miller reappeared was so cool, though. Oh, what a great scene. And there was also that moment in the mirror where we see him looking into the mirror, but he's not actually in the reflection, but then it's just like he blinks into the reflection, which just, what the heck? Like he doesn't follow the laws of physics, but he can create like hallucinations in Holden's mind, which is fascinating. I feel like, yeah, the Miller disappearing, the investigator being killed and being born again, he doesn't remember, the new version of him doesn't remember Holden and the things that happened before, but I feel like the proto-molecule or whatever's in charge, it remembers and it learns. And yeah, the whole science vessel blowing up starts and everything is ridiculous. Alex and Amos are like, what the heck did you just do, Holden? And I mean, the documentary's still rolling there, so Holden's genuine reaction to the whole thing will probably like corroborate his story eventually. Drummer is putting us in such a difficult position where she has to know Holden isn't responsible, but she has to fire on them for the sake of the belt. And I don't know how Naomi's going to react after doing this. The I've always got your back thing probably won't hold anymore. Talking to Drummer. Drummer had people restrain her while she gave the order to fire. My question is, like, the ship going dark for a second before firing, was that Holden? Or rather, was that the proto-molecule working to keep the Rocinante alive a little longer? But yeah, Naomi mentioned that the recording might have been a composite or a generated sim. So they clearly have that technology to do this because we have the technology now, essentially. But yeah. And they freaking zoom the last 10 minutes of this episode were just so good. Like the slowing down of time or the freezing of time. I'm not entirely sure. Originally I thought it was the slowing down because it seemed like it was still moving, but I think that was just the camera shifting and I couldn't tell if it was still moving or not. But either way, time is either slowed down a super amount, or it froze around them. The ship itself is slowed down, and the people on it, well, we only saw Holden moving, but I assume everybody else on it is capable of moving still. And I don't know how you explain that in science fiction or anything, but I'm so looking forward to the next episode. Anyway, guys, my throat is dying, so thanks for watching. If you want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. I've also started recently to put the playlist in the actual description, so you can actually, if this is like the mind-blowing episode and your first time checking out my series, you can click on that and go back to episode 1 and start watching from there. But yeah, thanks for watching, and leave a like, really helps out this channel, and I will see you guys soon.